So episode 17, I don't know whether you call this filler or not, but I think that the episode was, okay in terms of character development. It did not bring much to Sarada, but to me it actually revealed a lot about her behavior and the reason why she does what she does. Okay, so the main characters of this episode are Sarada, Choho, Ino, and Sakura, and the thing about these four is that their relationship is exactly the same, or at least Sarada and Chocho's relationship looks that way for now. Okay, so they are all best friends with each other. Okay, so before this episode starts, I would try to reach out to some of my subscribers and say I need someone who can program, who can create Android apps, and I don't need no bootleg nigga. I need someone who can actually create an app because I have an idea which will give me lots of money. Okay, so yeah, if you can program, all you need to do is go into my Discord, which is linked in the description below, and contact me through there. Thank you very much. Okay, so the episode starts with everyone trying to water walk. At least a few of the people in the class are trying to water walk because some of them are standing right next to Shino, and we have Sumire standing next to Shino, and the thing is she can water walk because we've seen her do it when she tried to escape in the sewer when she was wearing that mask. Okay, so she can water walk, and Sarada is trying, and she says, why do we need to water walk as ninjas when we can just use a speedboat to sneak up on our enemies? Like, that makes sense. So in a way she's fighting being a ninja when she's in an academy to train to be a ninja, and for my guess it would probably be her choice to join the academy and to become a ninja. Okay, so I don't know why she's complaining or fighting against the training that you need to undergo to become a ninja. And I remember in one of these episodes, or maybe it was in the manga, she said ninjas this, ninja that. Everyone says ninja, but why are we training to become ninja? Something like that I can recall. Okay, so she's fighting being a ninja, and she's pretending to be civilized by all the actions in this episode. Okay, so Sarada comes across as mature. And let's skip on to the next scene that I remember. So she's walking, she has things to cook. Sarada can cook, so definitely at the age of 12 someone who can cook is wifing material. Okay, so she's walking and she sees Boruto and the rest sitting on the thundercar, right? It's not called a train, it's called a thundercar in their universe. So thundercar, and they jump off the thundercar. Denki says it's dangerous, Sarada agrees, and then Boruto says that it is enjoyable and the most convenient way to travel. And if you are a ninja and you have ninja abilities to jump off buildings and shit, like, you would take advantage of that. So Boruto in a way is taking advantage of what he has, his ability as a ninja, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't think it's illegal either to jump upon buildings and stuff, maybe on the thunder cars and stuff, but I don't know whether it's free or not. I really don't know the rules and regulations of Konoha, right? So yeah, Sarada says she's walking because it's civilized, right? And she needs to go cook. So she goes home, she starts cooking, and then Sakura comes home, Sakura Haruno. Even though she was not useful for part 1, and she did make a few stupid mistakes in part 2, you'll still do miss these characters because they used to be back in the old cast. So yeah, Sakura Haruno comes in and she says, wow, you're cooking, right? And then Sarada is cooking, and apparently Sakura needs to go on a holiday for a day, right, with Ino, and she packs her bags. Now the question is, why are you packing your bags when the whole vacation lasts a day? Like, she packs clothing in and everything, and she goes for a day, right? So it's like, what's the point? Okay, so Sakura packs her bags, and then she says, I feel guilty leaving you alone. And Sarada said something that I would say, and she said, okay, so then don't leave, just be blunt. She's blunt. She said, just don't leave. Okay, so she's smart and straight to the point. And then Sakura, she she was struggling to answer that because she did want to leave on her vacation, right? So obviously she leaves a little puppet thing which looks like a voodoo doll. Now let's talk about the voodoo doll. Okay, we've seen a kid who can control dolls, right? Who can control dolls, and I think maybe this could be them hinting at us something that the kid will do, because we've never seen a kid use voodoo dolls or just dolls in general to fight, and I think this is innovative and new to the Naruto series, and it would be a really big disappointment if they let something like this go, because it is new. Out of all the characters and all the abilities that we've seen before in the old generation, this is a new one. Okay, so if this psychic kid can actually control voodoo dolls and, you know, make them react in the same way you do, then that is really dangerous, and I'm really looking forward to see something like this if they are willing to introduce it. So wow, 5 minutes have already gone and I'm still at the beginning. So obviously Sakura leaves and Sarada takes the doll. She forgets it in the thundercar, and it is pretty much opposite as to what she's trying to portray herself to be. So Sarada is trying to portray herself to be the mature and civilized person, which goes against, you know, being a ninja in some kind of way, because, you know, ninjas do use their skills to their advantage, right? And Sarada is trying not to do that when she's not on duty or she's not in class or anything. Okay, so Sarada is trying to portray herself as being civilized, and she goes the extra mile to tell Choho not to tell anyone that she was riding on the thundercar. Okay, so she has been doing a few things which goes against, you know, the personality that she is trying to portray. And if that is the case, that shows that, you know, what she's putting on is a facade for some reason, or at least that is how it comes across to me, because in a way she's saying that she's mature and civilized, but, you know, her will is trying to tell her to do whatever she wants. So she eventually jumps on the thundercar, just like Boruto talked about, and then she agreed, saying that, you know, it is good, it feels good to be on the thundercar. So yeah, she also debated whether to jump on buildings in order to catch the train and all that kind of stuff, which goes against what she is trying to stand for in a way. So in a way, this means, right, that even though she's trying to be mature, she is a child in the inside still, okay, because she's still 12 and she's still a child. And also the reason why she is, you know, acting immature might be because she has something to hide. It is all a facade, because she is doing things which contradict, you know, her demeanor or the way she tries to come across. And she even begs Choho not to tell anyone that she rode on the thundercar, right, which is against what she is trying to stand for. Okay, maybe the conflict within her is about her dad, because she did ask Sakura, you know, if you're coming back, I'm gonna bring something back, bring me a dad. Okay, so maybe that is her internal struggle, and she's trying to hide the fact that it is affecting her by acting mature and acting as if she doesn't really care or something like that, in that kind of manner. And I think that is the reason why she's really acting mature. Okay, so to summarize that, she is acting like a grown-up because grown-ups are said to be able to handle anything, and the fact that she does not have a dad, she is trying to act mature because she is trying to say she can handle it as well, or at least that is how it comes across to me. So the next part I want to talk about is about Sakura, Ino, and Sasuke. Okay, so Sakura and Ino were best friends who fought for a guy who did not like them at the time, which was very pathetic. So obviously Ino gave up and went to Sai, because apparently at the start when she saw Sai, he looked like Sasuke or reminded her of Sasuke. So I don't know whether maybe that could be the reason why she is, you know, married to Sai. I don't know, but you know, let's talk about Sakura and Sasuke. So apparently they had a 2-minute date, which, you know, could be interpreted as pathetic, because as a person who knows about relationships, a relationship is about, you know, both people putting in 50% to make 100%, right? That is how it works. But from what it looks like, Sakura is putting in 90% and Sasuke is putting in 10%, because he's always away and he does not even bother to send a message to Sakura. I mean, at least he tells Sakura, you know, sorry for everything, but, you know, in a way that is not acceptable as a person. You should, you know, respect someone who has had your kid and is living life, taking care of your kid, and, you know, polishing your name, making it look good in front of people, when all you've done in your life is sin, or at least done something that is irredeemable. So in a way, Sakura is doing more than Sasuke in the relationship. Is more like a 10% to 90. Sakura does deserve more respect, because in real life, right, there are barely any females left who are willing to go this far to have your kid and patiently wait for you for so many years in order to have a perfect relationship. Okay, now the thing about Sasuke is that he's on a mission to save the world, right, to redeem himself in a way. and because of that he cannot pay attention to Sakura, but at least he can write a message to Sakura, you know, to tell her what is going on and how he feels or something like that. Well, he doesn't even do that, so it's like, what is the point in returning to Sakura as you have left her to take care of the kid for years all alone? He has not bothered to contact, he has not even tried to get a picture of Sarada to see what his kid looks like, and that leads to him almost attacking Sarada in Naruto Gaiden, and that shows how bad of a dad he really is. In an interview with Kishimoto, he did state that he does not know whether Sasuke and Sakura are happy in their relationship, or maybe they might decide to continue by separating and going their own paths. We don't know yet, but this is something that Kishimoto stated, so maybe this might lead them into another route. Maybe this might happen in Boruto, we never know. If Sasuke returns in Boruto the movie, right, the whole thing happening, that is his time to actually fix up, because he is going to be training Boruto as well as tending to his family, so that is his opportunity to fix up. And if he does not fix up from there, I think it is going the route where they separate, like Kishimoto, you know, might be hinting at. So I hope Sasuke does fix up and knows how to handle girls properly. So it turns out the vacation Sakura goes on is about fantasizing about Sasuke. So she comes home, you know, at the end of the episode, and she said, it's going great, I've been fantasizing about Sasuke. I mean, you could have done it at home, so it's like, what's the point of going? But yeah, Ino shows to be a great friend as she remembers the date that Sakura and Sasuke went on for like 2 minutes. I don't know what point in time they were referring to, but whatever it is, maybe their dates got interrupted by something and Sasuke quickly had to leave. So yeah, Sarada and Chocho's relationship is building up to being the same as Sakura and Ino's. I think it's gonna be even better than Sakura and Ino, because both Ino and Sakura are competing, you know, to be the very best, if they are still doing it. But yeah, with Chocho, she is just trying to help people, and she is the type of person to be, you know, supportive, helpful, loyal and reliable kind of thing. And the question is, okay, so she's helping a lot of people, but what does she need help with? And I don't think she really has any issues at all, but you know, she pretends to be very confident. At the same time, people who help out others a lot are sometimes, you know, the ones who are in need of help themselves, but they don't say it and they do try hide it. So maybe Chocho is in need of help with something. I mean, the biggest asset to this character is that she is very confident, so I think the biggest challenge that she will have to face is when her confidence is broken down, and you know, she needs to recover from that. So I'm looking forward as to what will actually break her down. I'm not being sadistic or anything, but yeah. Overall, that has been my review of this episode, and you know, talking about relationships and all these characters that have flaws. Overall, the entire team, you know, Konohamaru have daddy issues, which is very strange, you know, for all of them to have daddy issues. But yeah, that has been my review. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you are a programmer, I would like to hear from you to create my money making app, right? And yeah, with that being said, I have nothing more to say. Bye.